Welcome into the Alabama Football Report. I am your host today, Chris Daughtery, and today we're going to be breaking down 5 players that I predict will break out for Alabama in the 2024 season. Now, I will say I tried to keep it as even as possible, offense and defense, but I do think it's a little bit easy because of the unknowns on the defensive side of the ball. Now, Jalen Milroe and Justice Haynes, I cheated already. I gave you 2 for our number 5 slot. I think both of these guys are going to be 2 of the best running backs in the SEC this year. We're going to break them down more here in just a second, but do you guys think Jalen Milroe and Justice Haynes will be the best running back duo in the SEC in 2024? If you think that just like me, make sure you hit that like button for me right now. I think these guys are going to be 2 of the best running backs, not just in the SEC, but in the country. Let's go here to our running back depth chart here. We've got Justice Haynes as running back 1, Jalen Milroe as running back 2. I think it's more of a 1A, 1B type situation. Jalen Milroe definitely could run out there for the first offensive play of the game of the season for Alabama. It doesn't really matter. Both of these guys are going to be amazing. I think Richard Young as that running back 3 spot is also somebody that you can look to in some of those mop-up situations. I think he's going to impress as well. Now, Justice Haynes and Jalen Milroe, they both got a little bit of carry last year. You know, Justice Haynes as a freshman, 13 games, 25 carries, 168 yards on the ground, 6.7 averaging yards per carry. Now, for both of these guys, most of their action last year and for Jalen Milroe in 2022 came mainly for special teams. Jalen Milroe, 424 yards last year, 5.7 yards on the ground, both combined 6 touchdowns. I think last year, these guys were the best 2 running backs on the roster. But with Roydell Williams and Jace McClellan also just being older and, you know, they've got more experience. I think Justice Haynes last year struggled a little bit in pass pro. You know, that kind of kept him off the field a little bit more. And I don't know about you guys, but when Tommy Rees put Justice Haynes in the game versus Michigan in the Rose Bowl game, he came out in the second half, and he was the only reason Alabama was able to move the ball well. We put him in there for like 5 plays. He rushed for probably 20, 30 yards, and then we just took him out of the game. I didn't understand that, whatever Tommy Rees was thinking in that. He was the only reason Alabama was able to move the ball, and then they just took him out. So I'm very glad that that's not going to be the case this year with Kalen DeBoer kind of running this offense with Nick Saban. Those guys are going to be running backs 1A and 1B for Alabama. Now, if you think that these guys are going to rush for 1,000 yards, I think at least one of them will. Let me know which one you think it is. Type JAM if you think Jalen Milroe, or JH if you think Justice Haynes, or if you think both guys can go out in 2024 and rush for 1,000 yards, put B for both in the comment section. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So you know what that means. If that ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Go down there and vote in the comments for me right now. Number 4 on our list is going to be Quandarius Robinson. We for the most part, think he's going to be playing that Wolf position for Alabama next year. And he's got the talent, man. He came in that 2020 class, and he just hasn't been able to get on the field, though. We had Dallas Turner, Will Anderson the last couple of years, and then Chris Braswell came in and got playing time opposite of Dallas Turner. Every single year, Quandarius Robinson has gotten better. He didn't play any 2020, 2021. 2022, he got some play mostly with special teams. 2023, he kind of got some, mop-up roles. But you see right there on the stats, he got a little bit better. 14 games played, 24 tackles, 2.5 TFLs, 1.5 sacks last year, and 1 fumble recovery in 2023. And like I said just a second ago, he came in, he was super, super talented. 2020 class, he was a 4-star recruit, number 65 overall in the country. the number 6 outside linebacker and the number 2 player in the state of Alabama. And if you look to the depth chart here, we've got him here as the starter at that Wolf position. Now, I think if he doesn't come out fast, that Keanu Coate or Quay Rusall could also go in there and possibly take that starting role. He's got to come out early and really put some numbers up for Alabama, cause some pressure, do some things, get some pressure on the quarterback. I think Jeremiah Alexander, under Keon Keeley on that Bandit side, Jeremiah Alexander, for the most part, I think he's going to be a middle linebacker for Alabama, but he trained a little bit during the spring at that Bandit position. But it just has to do with our graphic, too. You can only put 2 names there. So we've got Jeremiah Alexander over there under that Bandit spot. But specifically for Quandarius Robinson, like I said, if he doesn't come out fast, he is going to be replaced by either Quay Rusall or Keanu Coate. Number 3 on our list here, Kobe Prentice. He was one of my favorite players in that 2022 class for Alabama. And he got some run as a freshman and as a sophomore, played in 26 games so far in his career. And his freshman year, 337 yards. That's pretty damn good for a freshman. Took a little bit of a step back last year. The average yards per catch went up. He was a little bit more of a deep ball threat. He, caught a couple of deep balls, kind of just, going right up the middle for Alabama, down the middle of the field, getting some bombs thrown to him. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how Kalen DeBoer uses Kobe Prentice. Is he going to be kind of this gadget guy that they use all over the field, or is he going to be a guy that, they can send deep, because we know Jalen Milroe can throw that deep ball. Now, right now, guys, if you are excited, we're going to be doing watch parties for Alabama all season long, whether that's the first game of the season or if Alabama goes all the way to the national championship. We're going to be doing watch parties for you guys. We have a lot of fun. We do 50-50 giveaways. We have super chat menus, so if you guys send in super chats, we'll do different kind of things for that. So if you're excited for our watch parties this year, make sure you hit that like button for me right now. Number 2 on our list is going to be DeVonta Smith. We assume he's going to be playing that Husky position for Alabama this year. And DeVonta Smith's biggest thing so far is his health. Is he going to stay healthy? Right now, Red Morgan is probably that Husky 2 position. And I think as long as he can stay healthy and can stay on the field, I think he's going to be really, really good for Alabama. Nick Saban talked about it last year that he thought DeVonta Smith could be a starting safety for Alabama, or even in that nickel spot, which is basically what the Husky position is in this defense with Kane Womack. I think as long as he can stay on the field, I think he's going to be good. There's also some other questions along the defensive back room. Is Damani Jackson really going to work out for us? I would not leave out somebody like Jahil Hurley possibly making a run at a starting cornerback spot. Zabin Brown, possibly. We've got Deshaun Jones in there on that other side, the cornerback spot. So I think as long as this starting 5 right here that we've got it as is, as long as everybody stays healthy, I think we're going to be pretty good. But DeVonta Smith, like we talked about, it's staying healthy and staying on the field. Second to last right now in total snaps played in his career. Malachi Moore all the way up there with over 2,000 snaps played. He's been playing since his freshman year, kind of took a little bit of a step back sophomore year, really broke out last year in his junior season. And then you have 5 transfers, including freshman King Mack, who has played more snaps so far in his career than DeVonta Smith has. So for him, it's going to be staying on the field. I think if he can do that, I have confidence that he's going to be a very good player for Alabama in 2024. But I want your opinion right now. What is your confidence level in DeVonta Smith at that Husky spot? Scale it for me 1 to 10, 1 on the low end, 10 on the high end. What is your confidence level in DeVonta Smith? Number 1 on our list, I kind of cheated again here. I put Jalen Milroe as number 1, and you're probably thinking, wasn't last year's breakout year? I don't necessarily consider last year's breakout year Last year was kind of the year he became quarterback one. 65% completion percentage, 2,800 yards, over 500 yards rushing, 35 total touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He did have that really big, costly fumble in the Rose Bowl game against Michigan. I think as long as he can, take care of the ball, not that many turnovers. I mean, for me, the interceptions are fine. You have 35 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. For me, that's good enough. As long as he can do that and he can progress, and we know he can throw the deep ball. It's going to be those short, intermediate routes that, sometimes his footwork kind of gets a little bit ahead of himself, or sometimes he gets behind. It's, just keeping everything in motion with each other to be able to put the ball right on the money, because I think Alabama has the athletes at the wide receiver position, and with this Kalen DeBoer offense, as well as Nick Sheridan calling the plays this year, I think he's really going to take a step up and even be in those Heisman, contenders. I think, right now before the season starts, I think he's already going to get invited to New York for the Heisman ceremony. Sitting right there right now at plus 1,500 in the Heisman odds. You've got Carson Beck up there, the favorite, at plus 750. Quinn Ewers also at plus 750, which is, Quinn Ewers is okay, but I mean, he's just extremely inconsistent. Dylan Gabriel, I don't really understand the hype there. I get it. He's a good athlete. He's got a big arm. And he's also going to Oregon. In that offense, they run a lot of screens and short routes. So it's an opportunity for him, just like Bo Nix, to come out and, put up a lot of numbers that can, it's going to be eye-popping for him, but I don't necessarily think he should necessarily be that high. I'll put it that way. Will Howard, I really don't get why he's that high, plus 1,300. They've got, he transferred from Kansas State to Ohio State this year. And Nico Iamaleava, he played one game, I think, so far for Tennessee. The talent for him is there, absolutely. But, I mean, just the unknown there for him, I don't necessarily see why he's got the same odds as Jalen Milroe. Jackson Dart, Garrett Nussmeier, Riley Leonard also coming in, and Connor Wingman coming in the bottom 4 in the Heisman odds there. So I want you guys to sound off in the comment section right now. Who is your breakout player for Alabama in 2024? Let me know in the comment section right now. And while you guys are down there, make sure you are subscribed right here to the Alabama Football Report. I'm going to keep saying it. We're doing watch parties this year. I am super, super excited for that. So make sure you are subscribed right here to the Alabama Football Report.